Oh, Megan, um, we're having a snow event here in the city. So, unfortunately, we had a little bit of truncated viewing because we were interrupted with snow alerts. But I did get to see the beginning of you complaining about the mainstream media lumping all Republicans together in this one crazy tent. And um, First of all, I hope you understand that Fox News is one of the highest rated news channels. It is part of the mainstream media. So just factor that in when you're talking about mainstream media. Um, and second, the media wouldn't um, put you all in the same group together if you actually actively tried to distance yourself or disown the crazies that are in the party. But you don't. If you spent as much time complaining about how the media treats you, actually trying to get rid of those people in your party instead of defending them, you wouldn't get lumped together. You see how this gets how this creates a problem, right, for you, because you are defending her right to stay in the. We're talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene, the biggest fucking crazy of your group. Um, well, not necessarily. She's not the craziest. She's just the most vocally crazy, getting the most attention at the moment. Um, you've defended Greene's right to be in the government, in the federal government, on committees, um, and that's part of the problem. You refuse to say that Ted Cruz or Josh Hawley or any one of those rest of those seditionists deserve any kind of accountability for the part that they played in the terrorist attack in the Capitol. You are allowing the uh, groupification of your party together by not saying very specifically that you disown this behavior. Um, Instead, you're just complaining that the media puts you all in one group. So you're making your own bed there. The other thing, we did get to see your discussion about um, Kamala Harris giving an interview in West Virginia and Joe Manchin having a problem with it. And Joy tried to make the point that this is political. They need Manchin on their side. Nobody knows whether or not Harris actually went to him and said, "Would you like to do this together?" We don't know what happened there. All we know is that she did the thing, promoting the COVID relief in West Virginia, and then he said we should be doing this together. That wasn't the way to do it. Blah blah blah, admonishing her, which and you think they should have done something bipartisan, and then you got cut off again, because but the Republicans already are trying to whittle this down to a third of its size. So there isn't a bipartisan agreement on what she's trying to do. She's trying to get support for the bill as it is, and you saying he still has to represent West Virginia, blah blah blah. Fine. The problem is, and I don't know that you'll see it this way, the way that he publicly spoke about the vice president is incredibly condescending, and it's a clue to his constituents that yes, we are still allowed to be sexist and racist, even though we're talking about someone who is a station above me, quite far in the federal government. It allows his constituents to perpetuate that um, prejudice against her by basically, patting her on the head and saying, "You've gone too far past your station, little black girl. You shouldn't have done that." So that's shitty, basically. And yes, he is a political necessity within the Democratic Party. Um, and maybe, Kamala made a political gamble that he would, by doing that interview, it would pressure him, and it didn't work. I don't know. But I do know, although he's perfectly allowed to have his opinion, all that does is continue stereotypes and um, and continue bigotry that I was hoping we could probably start to try to heal, but he doesn't want to do that. Um, Also, I've noticed lately that your vocal fry is pretty bad some days. And I think you really want to check your vocal fry because it's really not, I don't think it's really serving your purpose.